So we have one of these extended cab Ford F-150s, 2004 to 2008 models. And a common failure point on these is these extended cab doors, latch mechanisms that fail all the time. They won't open no matter what you do. So we're just going to go through the diagnostic process and figure out what needs replacing. First step is to try to gain access to this panel, so we're going to move this seat all the way up as far as it'll go. And then we're going to have to jump in here. Now if you look inside the middle of this handle, there's a plastic cover. You just have to pry that out with a pick. And that'll reveal two 6mm screws. Let's get rid of those. I can pull this where it will fall out. I could start going through and seeing what's wrong with this thing. Here you can already see one of these cables is broken. There's two cables. There's one that runs to the top latch and one that runs to the bottom latch. This truck in particular, the bottom latch is not disengaging. Top latch actually works, but that means we can jimmy it open. So what I'm going to do is try to push this broken cable out the side here where I can grab it. Try to pull on it and see if it, there we go. That disengages that. Now I can just disengage the one that works. The door's open. Now it still remains we have to fix this thing. And to do that you have to replace this entire latch mechanism, which includes the top and bottom latches. So let's start by removing the door panel. Pry up on this switch panel here. Get rid of that. Push this blue tab in, pull it out. Remove that 10mm bolt in there. Now this upper C-pillar panel, or whatever you want to call it, just grab it and pull it off. It's held in with clips. Like that. Same goes for this B-pillar. Now remove these two 6mm screws at the top here. And remove the 6mm screw along the bottom edge of the door panel. Now just grab hold of the door panel and lift up, pull it off. Now you can access the mechanisms and the latches. Let's get a look at the replacement part from Ford. These parts are side specific, and I'll put a link in the video description where you can buy both the right and left side. Let's see. As you can see, it comes with both upper and lower latch mechanisms, cables, and the cable actuator mechanism. So that's all good. Now you can start gently pulling back this water shield. If you pull slowly, it won't rip the butyl sealant. Butyl sealant usually sticks back on as long as it's not too cold out. And let's see here, just stick that up there so it stays out of the way, and that's all you need to pull back on that. You can access the lower latch mechanism. Now just take a cat claw or something and bust these cable retainers off. The replacement part comes with new cable lugs, so don't have to worry about breaking those. They're gonna break anyway. And that top latch just failed. It's just made of this nasty crumbly plastic. Now remove all the T27 Torx screws that hold these in. Just 3 for the top latch. Slip that down gently. You can just disconnect these to get them out of the way. The 3 screws for the bottom latch bolt to the very bottom of the door. Just those three out and just fish that latch mechanism out of there. Now finally, time to remove the door handle assembly. That out. Now this lockout mechanism linkage is going to stay on there, so you got to kind of roll the entire mechanism forward to get it off, just like that. And there you go, the old mechanism's out. Now take the new mechanism. Now let's attach that lockout linkage. Make sure the latch for the bottom cable stays on the outside of the lockout linkage, like that. Latch mechanism up here. Pretty straightforward. Let's push these new top cable lugs in. Like that. Alright, now, lower latch mechanism. Line it up with the screw holes. It's important not to tighten any one screw until they're all started. Same goes for all of these mechanisms. Now I can start pushing these cable lugs in place. And once everything's in place and everything's hooked up, start tightening down all the screws. There you go. Latch mechanism's now fully installed. Now if you want to test this without putting the door panel all the way back on, just take the door handle and bolt it on. Make sure it's centered on its actuator pegs. It moves freely. Hey look, it works. Make sure it works in the opposite direction too. You can check the lockout mechanism. Perfect. If everything checks out, put the door panel back on. Pull this back off. Pull back this water shield. And just stick the butyl back the way it came. Now take the door panel, make sure the window switch harness is coming through, and then just push it against the door, holding it kind of raised compared to the screw holes. That way those plastic hooks find their locations, and you just drop it down. Just like that. Make sure it's flush all the way around. It's good. Now you can start running the bolts back in. I start with this 10mm center screw. Now, put the rest of these screws on. Don't forget the bottom screw. I take the window switch and click this back in. And then just take these two tabs and pilot them into the slots in there. Snap it down. And you can take your door handle, get that on there. Just tighten these down. Make sure it works. Now you take this plastic cover and snap it back in. It's got this tab on the bottom here that grabs in. Just like that. Now this C-pillar cover. Snap that back on. And then finally the B-pillar cover, which has these two plastic tabs attached down here. Just push all those clips in. Some final testing. If everything checks out, you're done. And the driver's side door is the exact same procedure. It's just a mirror image. If this video helped you, please consider supporting the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Thanks for watching.